Hey, where are you?
I'm at Java, grabbing some coffee before I have to start cramming for some stupid final. What's up?
No, never mind. That's more important. Don't worry about it.
No, you sound upset. Should I come over?
No, I'll come to you. Hey, you're not gonna believe this. I was home looking for my cell phone charger.
You always lose that thing.
And I found this instead. It was buried in some drawer.
The letter from your father? I thought you lost it.
So did I. Luke, I wasn't even living there when he sent that. I mean, how did it
end up there? Well, I think you know, you just don't want to say.
So I will.
Amira.
Did I think that Amira took the letter? Yeah, maybe for a second. But I mean, how and why? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, if you consider her relationship with your father...
She doesn't have a relationship with my father.
Well, you at least consider the possibility, Noah. Look, you get this letter, what? A day before Amira comes into town? Just one day, Noah. And then it goes missing for months. And then you find it stuffed inside some drawer in the house that the two of you live in together.
I know, I can't make sense of it either.
Well, does she know that you found the letter?
No, she wasn't home.
Look, will you just do one thing for me? My grandma gave me the number of this guy. His name is Ben Coyle. He works for the State Department. She told me that he'd help us out if we ever needed it.
You want me to call him?
I want us to.
Luke.
Look, let's just see what he has to say. Maybe you're right. Maybe there is no connection between Amira and your father. But what if there is?
Noah?
Hello, Amira.
I can't believe it. Everything Amir said about my father, it all checks out.
You sure about this?
I double-checked the facts myself. Noah, you have any questions?
I just can't picture my father doing any of this. I mean, all the stories Amir told me, it's just very different from what I know.
Well, your father took a lot of risks to help out our family in Iraq. Even tried to get his stay extended, but the Army had other plans for him.
Well, what I want to know is if Colonel Mayer and Amira had any contact after her mother died.
Well, you know about the phone calls from Statesville? And the money he wired up until his arrest last October? As for face-to-face contact, I can assure you it's been a number of years.
Is there anything I can get you, something to drink or eat?
Why don't you sit down? You weren't afraid of me, are you?
No, Colonel. Does Noah know you're here?
I didn't come here to see Noah. You already knew that.
I don't know where he is. If he comes
Don't look so
home and
worried. Everything's going to be fine. But there is something I need your help with.
I understand.
So? Don't you feel better now that you've seen Coyle's file?
A little. I mean, at least we know she wasn't lying about my dad, right?
Well, what about the letter?
Oh, come on, Luke. You're searching for things that just aren't there.
Am I? Coyle told us she was in town for days before she made contact with us. Maybe she was following us. Maybe she saw you with that letter.
All right, maybe she was, but why? Okay, when everything else she said was true.
I don't know. Maybe she was trying to see where your head was at, or see if you would be receptive to somebody who knew your father. I just won't feel comfortable until we know.
All right. Let's ask her. Mira?
Hello?
That's weird. She's said she was just going to the store. I mean, she should be back by now.
What's that? Was that there when you left?
No. It's from Amira.
Dear Noah, your kindness and friendship has meant so much to me, but I know now that I was asking too much of you. I have found another way to stay in the country, so you can go back to the life you had before with Luke. When it's time, we can have our marriage annulled. Amira. Is this for real?
I don't know. I don't know if I can believe this.
Well, do you want to?
Of course I do. I mean, you know I do.
Well, no, I do. Do you realize what this means? If Amira's gone, and she's not coming back, then everything that was keeping us apart, the hiding, and the denials, and the lying, it's all over.
Free?
It's finally just us. Just you and me. And what we want. And what we feel.
Is that why my heart's beating so fast?
Just breathe.
I'll try. I'm so in love with you.
Hey, police! Open up!
What the hell?
Are you Noah Mayer?
What's this about?
I'm Officer Lewis, Illinois State Police. When was the last time you saw your father?
My father? A few weeks ago at Statesville Prison. Why?
He escaped from custody early this morning.
My father escaped?
Statesville's a maximum security prison. How could he get away?
Now, let me ask the questions.
He could be anywhere. That's what you're saying.
I'm not saying anything, sir. What I'd like to know is, have you heard from your father in the past 24 hours?
No.
You have any idea what he was planning?
What? No. Are you saying I'm a suspect?
No and Colonel Mayer don't speak, Officer Lewis.
So you said you went to visit him recently.
That was just so he could meet... that was... He wanted to make amends or something. Things didn't end so well for us, and he hasn't contacted me since. Now, can you please tell me how he escaped? I mean, did he hurt someone?
No, he disappeared during a routine cell block transfer.
How does a prisoner just disappear?
We think he had outside help.
Amira?
Who's Amira?
My wife.
She knew your father? Then I'll need to question her too. Where is she?
We actually don't know. She disappeared this morning. I think she was kidnapped.
Kidnapped?
What? Luke, it makes perfect sense. My father might be responsible.
How long's your wife been missing?
Just since this morning.
That's hardly missing. She could be anywhere. Out shopping, taking a walk.
She would have let me know, officer. She's very traditional. She's Iraqi. She met my father when he was serving in Iraq.
So she and your father had a relationship prior to your marriage? That makes her a person of extreme interest. I'll put out an APB.
There's no way she's helping my father. If she's with my father, it's not by her own will.
You don't know that for sure.
Luke.
Well, what about the letter?
What letter? What's this about a letter?
Actually, it's just a letter that my father sent a few months ago. I found it with my wife's things. I was surprised that she had it, but she and my father were very close in Iraq. She thinks that he saved her life.
Well, I'll need to see this letter.
There's nothing in it about any escape or anything like that. If my father had even hinted about something like that, I would have told the authorities. My father belongs in jail. He's dangerous.
Dangerous and most likely armed at this point.
I know, that's what I'm afraid of. I mean, if he kidnapped Amira...
Don't worry. There's a major manhunt underway. Put your wife on the bulletin just to be on the safe side, but I'll need a recent photo.
Oh.
Got a unit watching the place in case Mayor shows up. In the meantime, if you hear from him, call this number.
What's wrong with you? Why didn't you show him the letter Amira left?
I don't want to get her in trouble. You know, she may have already been kidnapped by my father.
What if she wasn't? What if she went with him willingly and she's helping him get away?
She wouldn't have done that, Luke. No matter what you think. There's no way Amira could be helping my father.
How do you know that? They had some sort of secret. Maybe this is it.
If Amira breaks the law and gets caught, her visa would be revoked and she could get deported. She wouldn't jeopardize that. Plus, the State Department guy said there were no red flags. Everything she said about my father checked out. He took care of her and her mother, and that's the end of the story.
And yet, somehow, the story hasn't ended.
Damn it, Luke! We have no reason to be suspicious of her.
See, I disagree about that, Noah. I don't think it's a coincidence that Amira disappears and your father escapes from prison on the exact same day.
Neither do I. He took her somewhere, and I know it. I can't let Amira become another one of his victims. Considering that he killed my mother and nearly killed you, why don't you feel the same way?
What proof do you have that Amira's in trouble? She left you a note saying she was basically fine.
Well, maybe she didn't write it.
It was her handwriting.
But she talks about getting our marriage annulled. I mean, that's not something Amira would say. I've never even heard her use that word.
So what? You think your father made her write the letter?
Maybe.
Or maybe they wrote it together. She has secrets. She was hiding something. Even you admitted that.
If she's with my father, it's because she trusts him, which means she's in way over her head and we have to help her.
No. All we can do is let the cops handle this.
No way. I'm gonna try and find her, and I want you to help me. She left her cell phone.
Maybe that's because she doesn't want you to call her.
Or maybe she left it on purpose. All these calls are to me. Except this one to Statesville that you overheard. And this number I don't recognize. Where's 718?
I think it's New York.
Should I call it?
No. Wait. Let me do something first. Let me see that number again. It's from an address in Brooklyn.
Maybe that's where my father took Amira. Let's go.
No, are you kidding? We need to hand this over to the police.
We can't. If we show this to the cops, they'll know that Amira left me and they'll want to have her deported. I'm not going to put her life at risk, and I'm not going to let you do the same.
Noah, there are cops right outside our door. They probably tapped our phones. They have an eye on our credit cards.
Mine. Not yours.
Either we hand this over or we're charged as accessories.
Fine. You go. Talk to the cops. I'll stay here in case Amira calls.
Thank you. You know, this isn't exactly how I thought today would turn out.
I'm sorry my father's come between us again, but I just...
No, it's okay. We are gonna get through this.
Hello?
Noah, it's me.
Mira, where are you?
I called to tell you not to worry about me.
Is my father with you? Hello? Mira? Yes. When's the next flight to New York City?